It's, welcome back to West Ham. How do you feel?
Yeah, no, it's great. Obviously being here before as well and coming back and knowing and seeing the same old faces is great. Obviously as soon as I knew that the interest was there from West Ham, I couldn't wait to get down and sign.
Why have you decided to come back here? I mean, obviously you've been playing in the Premier League at Aston Villa. I'm sure there's a host of clubs that if they knew you were available, they'd have been queuing up to sign you. But why come back?
I think it was just because the affinity I had with the club and the fans when I was here the first time. I enjoyed my time so much here the last time. It wasn't a hard decision to make, to be honest. So I think everyone knew that I didn't really want to leave. But at the time I did. I was enjoying my time here so much. But unfortunately things didn't work out the way I'd like them. But like you say, I've come back now, and I think I've come back a much better player this time round. So I just can't wait to get cracking and show the fans what I've come back as a better player and show the performances on the pitch. It's so many good memories. Obviously getting to the cup final as well in my first season, and finishing so well in the league, and then obviously the way we escaped relegation that year was was one of my fondest memories in football. So hopefully we won't have two more memories like that. But like I said, I just can't wait to get back and show the fans what a better player I am now.
The squad's changed quite a lot in the 3 years since you went away, but there's a few of the lads that you know from your first spell. Nobes, George McCarthy's here again.
Yeah, George.
COYI, James Tompkins, you would have played with a few times during your first spell, and of course the Welsh contingent. Margie's here, the goalie coach Jack Collison, and we've got a sports therapist who works with Wales as well.
Yeah,
so
yeah.
A few faces.
Yeah, no, it's great. Obviously, like you said, it's easy to come and slip back in. It's like even walking around the place now, it's like I've never been away. But like I said, the boys being here is going to help massively, and obviously I've played with them before, so I should slip back in nicely. I think we could have a great season. Obviously with the players they've signed in the off season, I'm sure they're probably trying to bring in a few more faces as well, and certainly with the players they've already got here, did so well last year in the Championship, and obviously it was a bit of a false position to be in. Everyone knew that they shouldn't have been. Well, we shouldn't have been down there, but like I said, we're looking to get off to a good start, and then anything's possible.
The manager here, Sam Allardyce, he likes players like yourself, players that give it 100%, stick their head in where it hurts, goalkeepers that can be a nuisance in either box. Sorry, goalkeepers, central defenders.
Yeah.
You're that sort of player, aren't you? You're going to give 100% every time you go.
Yeah, that's what my game's based on. Even if I'm not doing too well in the game, I'll always stick my head in and give 100%, which is like I said, that's the way I've been playing since I was a kid. So that's what the fans can expect from me, and hopefully I can bring a bit more to the team than what they've already got. It was crazy. I obviously knew when I was at Villa, I knew I was playing West Ham first game, and I was looking forward to it so much. But obviously even more so now the other way, because I'll be playing for West Ham, which is great, and hopefully I can give the team an insight.